safe to say he helped make EDM, or electronic dance music, if you don't know, cool. And he joins us today. Please welcome Scott Kirkland of the Crystal Method. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Courtney, for having me.
And I know you're going to be at the Hard Rock this Friday. So tell me a little bit about the performance. You're debuting a new album? Yeah,
my new album, The Trip Home, comes out tomorrow, September 28th. And just so happens, big party at the Hard Rock at the JBL stage to celebrate. You know, I grew up here, so to come back, this being my first album, where I'm, you know, sort of a solo act since my partner retired, to come back to my hometown, to be releasing my sixth studio album.
Wow.
And I think this is actually the weekend of my 30th high school reunion, but
really?
I don't know if I'm going to make it to that. But,
You've got some big plans, I know. I mean, the Hard Rock, there's always a party going on there. But you know, you mentioned growing up here in Las Vegas, the Crystal Method was formed here in Las Vegas, and you really were one of the pioneers of electronic music back then. So when you were doing something different, it always takes courage. What kind of pushed you to kind of do what it was that you were feeling and hearing in your own harmony?
I just loved it, and I've always been one that follows that internal passion. I mean, I once, there used to be a heavy metal store on the other side of town. I used to live in Nellis and Charleston, and I love music so much that my parents worked all the time, and I rode a bike. My bike, I was about 12 because there was some new Rat album or some new Metallica album that I wanted. I rode a bike from Nellis and Charleston all the way up to Rainbow to go to the store, and I had all my records, and I was about to go to pay, and I passed out, and I hit the window, and I went to the hospital, and because I was low on blood sugar. So
because you rode all the way across the valley.
And going back to like the late 80s and early 90s when I was still here, I would go to Los Angeles, bring electronic or techno records back, and set up turntables and some lights and sneakers and play to maybe 2 or 3 people while the band I had rented in the other room made all the money for the night. So I mean, I've just been doing it all this time because I love it.
That's right, and you know, and it has grown since then. I mean, now obviously we have festivals just about electronic.
No one would possibly imagine that when I had those 2 or 3 people dancing to, you know, techno in 90 or 91, that there'd be a festival with 160,000.
So what do you think now, looking at what it's become, like knowing that you were one of the first?
I mean, it's just, you know, it's been fascinating to find that, obviously, the thing that I love, so many other people appreciate, but it's just a kind of, it's such a combination of so many different things.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just happy to be able to, you know, continue doing what I do and, you know, make a living doing it.
And us EDM fans, we're so happy that you followed that passion and pushed it forward. You can check out Scott Kirkland of the Crystal Method and that album debut. It's Friday, September 29th, 9 p.m. at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Tickets start at just $25. You can get them at hrhvegas.com.